you on the track.
Okay, let me settle a few things. With Zone Fam, the real fans know, before we started Zone Fam, we were individual artists in the camp, Slam Dunk Records, like we're individual artists. So we decided to come together and start a group, right? And hence you have Zone Fam. So what people need to understand is that when the Zone Fam album came out and the success and everything that happened with Zone Fam, we got to a point where we needed like to retract a little bit and focus on solo projects. Because I mean, you're talking about having 4 talented guys, right, who've got like individual aspirations as well, like in terms of the music career. So we decided that look, we can actually do individual albums and then come back to it. This is what we keep on explaining. It's not like the camp died or like it's no more. Like we just needed to do something different. Like you get caught up in a bubble when you're working for so long. So I know a lot of people right now pulling faces like, oh no, but you guys haven't dropped anything. Yes, because like we're focusing on individual career paths right now. And I know I haven't dropped anything because, like I said, the time when we decided to take the individual album aspect, that's the time when I went back to South Africa. Look, I won't lie, I had to switch off completely. You know what I mean? I had to switch off and like just focus on other things completely and totally. And that was at the time when Rox was working on his album as well. Funny enough, even while we were doing the Zone Fam thing, like bros were working on their solo albums. Like guys were in studio, guys were recording, and Rox just had more material and he was ready to drop. Me personally, I was not ready to drop an album at that time. I just wasn't ready. I know Tim is only working on his album now. Dope only started working on his album like later on after Rox dropped his. So if you look at the roster, right? Rox has dropped his album and another one, right? Dope has dropped his album. Tim is dropping his album. And yes, I keep on saying Tim because to me, Tim will always be his own fan member. Regardless of like what path he chooses to do his music. Like those are my brothers. So Tim is dropping his album next year. I'm dropping my album next year. Y'all just gotta be patient, bro. Like let us put out our music. And I know like a lot of people were upset when we took that route. Because it's not something exactly like we announced or anything like that. But it was something that needed to be done, like it needed a breather. In any case, when the zone, if the zone is to come back, or when it does, like y'all won't be ready to begin with anyway. So patience is a virtue, but first you gotta get all the individual albums first. So yeah, like it's a touchy subject because I know like a lot of fans get very emotional when it comes to this, because you all feel betrayed, and I get that. But in time it's all gonna make sense. In time it's all gonna make sense. But individual albums needed to come out, and that's what we started focusing on. That's what we're still focusing on because I have my album I need to drop. Tim's got his album he needs to drop. So yeah, we're working. The music will still be there, regardless. Now, okay, look, with TAURUS Music, right? When we signed that contract, like. People saying that maybe TAURUS Music, there was issues between TAURUS Music and Zone Fam. No, like the deal we went into with TAURUS, it was lucrative, bro. We put out some of our best material while we're under TAURUS. We won like international awards while we're under TAURUS. So what we're supposed to do for TAURUS, we did, and what TAURUS was supposed to do for us, they did. It's just that we just felt like we got to a point where we just needed to split ways. Like it wasn't anything hostile or negative. Like it just ran its course. Like every party involved in that deal did what they were supposed to do. As far as people saying that the other acts or whatever, they didn't pop, they weren't slept on, like that. I don't think you can necessarily blame TAURUS for that. At the end of the day, it's about you as an artist. It's the music you put out. A record label's job is just to put out your music and market the music. The creativity and everything else, that's on you. That's on you as an individual. It actually wasn't good. It wasn't negative vibes when we split ways with TAURUS. You know, it was very smooth. It was cool because like even from when we were working with TAURUS, it was a very good relationship that we had with the owner of TAURUS. You know, we actually still cool even up to now. We talk, you know what I mean. We holla once in a while, like no bad vibes or anything. Like if anything, I think that was a good page in our history books. You know what I mean? Because it was a new experience. You know, we got to work with like a label on that level. You know, and we learned so much from them and vice versa. So if anything, it was a good thing that happened. It's just that, you know, it ran its course and it was time to move on to other things.
My blessing for the season. Couple of promises I don't wanna lie. If it ain't tears of joy, I don't wanna see.
The mixtape I'm working on is called Forever Young. Yo, like a lot has gone into this mixtape. Like, okay, I'll be honest. I know it'll sound shady, but when I came back, right? I traveled back to Zambia and I reconnected with the boys, you know what I mean? And the first thing that we're talking about is like, yo, you haven't put out material in a long time. We need to change that. We need to have music on the streets. Like, people need to know what time it is, you know? So the mixtape was actually done in a week, funny enough. Hence, look at, you see it? No sleep. Been in studio for like a week straight, you know what I mean? Recording, mixing and mastering and just knocking everything out, you know what I mean? Like knocking everything out. So it's called Forever Young. I've got massive features on it, like some of my best work to date. I won't even lie. For me personally, some of my best work, and I know you guys are gonna vibe with it. I know you guys are gonna love it. And yeah, like a lot went into it. I know it was done in a week, but like I've been holding back so much, you know what I mean, and I got a chance to like vent and let it out. So it was like a therapy session for me, basically, you know what I mean, working on this tape. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. It's really dope, and it's coming out in a few days, so you know what I mean. ZAMBIA music, but yo, go to the site and get the links and do the things, man. Do the things that make the pots happen. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Basically, like I said at the beginning, me personally, I wasn't in a space where I could work on an album. You know, I just wasn't ready. Mentally, I just wasn't in a space where I can put together like a solid body of work. Because you need to understand, like album is like a child, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, your first album, like that's your first kid, man. You know what I mean? So like, there's a special connection that you need to have when you put this music out. So the reason why I did Forever Young before the album is because like there's so many things that I wanted to address like before I got to the album. You know what I mean? When I get to the album, I want to be in a space where I make the music that I want to make. You know what I mean? I don't want to be dictated by trends or what's popping, like, you know, what wave is kicking at the time. Like, honestly speaking, like, no disrespect to anybody out there who's like riding a wave or whatever. Me personally, like, I want my music to be more authentic, you know what I mean? Like, I want it to come from a real place. Like, if I do a certain type of track, I want you to relate to it, and the listener needs to know that, yo, that's where I'm at mentally, you know what I mean? So with Forever Young, a lot of the records that you hear, it's like I'm telling a story, basically. Like I'm telling a story, and I'm explaining the transition from being quiet and not doing music to jumping to a spot where I have a chance to make all the music I want and the type of music that I want. You know what I mean? So it's like a transition. So Forever Young to me is really special. It's like a pre-album type of vibe, you know what I mean? Because I won't even lie, there's a lot of songs. I know a lot of you are gonna probably call it an album, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But for me personally, it's a mixtape because there's a lot of things that I need to get off my chest. You know what I mean? Like, I need to get a lot of things off my chest, address a few issues, and to remind you all that I still rap. Like, I'm still one of the best to do this, man. Yeah. So like, yeah, like a lot of it was like an ego thing, where I needed to prove a point and remind you guys that, yo, lyrically, there's a lot of people that you can't place me with. I know that sounds some type of way, but you know, I'm being honest, you know what I mean? So if you go quiet for a while and then like things happen within that year, a lot of you will forget like what time it is. I'm just bringing the clock back and reminding you that, hey, look, we still do this, you know what I mean? So Forever Young for me is more of me telling a story and transitioning into the album. Like I said, I wasn't ready to work on the album, but I'm ready now. You know what I mean? I'm more than ready now to work on the album. So yeah.
I don't wanna see you cry. Always keep you happy. Float on cloud nine every time we're together.
Okay, so there's a song I did with Tim. It's called Chasing Forever. As we all know, Tim is now a gospel rapper. You know what I mean? He took a different path. So in the time when I was back home in South Africa, like got very, very close to God, you know, and with religion in general. Not to say or hint anything, that's just me personally, you know what I mean? Like I created a stronger bond and a stronger connection with God and my religion. So we did a song called Chasing Forever, and it's very different from what people would expect to hear from me. You know what I mean? It's very, very different, but it's self-explanatory, because in the song, like, we address so many things, and like just to show people that, look, music shouldn't have boundaries. Like, good music is good music, you know what I mean? So there's the one I did with Tim. It's very powerful. Like, I don't wanna let the cat out of the bag too much, but there was that one. And then there's a song called ZZZ that I did with Dope G. Like, okay, I won't lie, my favorites are the ones that I did with my niggas, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, you can judge me, but it's fine. There's a song I did with Dope G, it's called ZZZ. So as we all know, right now there's a lot of like there's a new wave of music, like a new wave of hip hop that's out, like the whole trap music thing. And you know, there was this debate about, yo, can you have like dope lyrical content on a trap beat? And that's exactly what we did. So me and Dope were just trying to prove a point that, look, you know what, you can, it doesn't matter what type of wave that you're on, like, music is music, you know what I mean? So the track I did with Dope is called ZZZ. Like, I'm really excited about that one. It's very trap, it's very, very trap, but some of the best lyrical content that you're gonna hear. So, like, it's two extremes, so yeah, I'm excited about those two tracks. But there's a lot of records on there. Yo, I could go on forever about the records. There's one I did with Mike called Nika Kuona. It's a love song, but yeah, I'm saying, like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I got to work with a producer called THQ. Now, THQ is a beast, like, one of CB's finest, if you ask me. THQ, definitely one of the best producers I've heard so far. I got to do a track called Nika Kuona, and I'm really excited about that one. It's really, really dope. So my dad is a diplomat, right? So he was posted in Zambia for diplomat work. So he got a contract to come and work this side. So I'm a problem. Okay, I'm a problem. So I get in trouble a whole lot, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't always been on the straight and narrow. So, you know, the family just felt that I cannot be left. I can't be left in SA, you know what I mean, on my own course. I was gonna wreak havoc, man. So yeah, like, I decided as well, like, to move with the family, because my dad travels a lot. All right, he travels a lot because of his job. So there's a very big disconnect with the family. So, you know, we all just felt like when he got the contract to come and work in Zambia, we're like, you know what, we're all going there as a family, you know what I mean? Because I used to run, because he used to go to some crazy places, man. And when we get there, like, ain't no black people, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Hit the deck, you know what I mean? And I'd run. So for this one, we decided that, look, we're gonna go as a family. So we ended up in Zambia. And yeah, like, I mean, because I love hip-hop, while I was here, man, went to cyphers, went to hip-hop parties, you know what I mean, just used to go around rapping. That's how I connected with everyone, man. And next thing you know, I was part of the zone, man. So yeah, that's how I found myself here. And now I keep coming back. Like, I don't know, I love this place, man. I love this place. Zambia is beautiful. I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, you know what I mean? So yeah, I keep coming back. I can't help it. Like, for me, this is home. For me, this is home. It's home away from home. So yeah.
Baby girl, no lie. What I see in you is fruit for you.
People must remember that Zone Fam, we already have music. It's just not out yet. You know, it's just not out yet. You know what? with the zone fam, like what would we do if we came back? Okay, look, Zone Fam, we've always gone against what everyone else is doing, you know. It depends what will be happening at that time. We probably might put out like a rap record, or it might go like commercial and club. You never really know. But for us, we mostly make that decision based on where we at that time, you know what I mean, and what sound is popping at that time. We like to go in the opposite direction of whatever is going on. So I don't know, honestly speaking, I don't know. I would lie to you, because the thing is, there's Zone Fam records that are just sitting in the studio. And I'll just tell you now, like, if me personally I was to drop, it would be a club banger, bruh. I would definitely go club banger. I don't know, like, I enjoy club music, you know what I mean? Like, there's time to drop like that real lyrical content, but yeah, there's something about club music, man. And I think that was probably the first thing we'll do, but it depends. I really can't say.